Mel, Brandon, great to see you.
Great to see you.
Episode 50.
50.
So
Perfect timing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Shooting this, it's Wednesday. We're shooting this as a little tribute to 4th of July. Give you guys a little American history lesson. We're just so lucky to be here.
We are. What a great place to be. What a great place to be. If you can't make it in America, you're doomed.
Yeah.
I mean, you really are.
Or you're a spoiled little brat, one or the other.
Who already made it and didn't realize they've already made it. You think it's going to get better than this. It's not. You thank your lucky stars you're here, not some other shithole, of which there's many of them. I don't give a damn what people say. Calling a spade a spade.
We're pretty fortunate.
We're very fortunate. God is definitely radiating on us.
So, you know, and we were talking about this earlier today. I was speaking with some friends of mine, and we were talking about how 2020 is just shaped up to be a kind of a letdown of a year, right? I mean, it ain't the COVID, it's the Black Lives Matter, everybody fighting against one another, dividing the seas, the
claiming that Trump's a Russian agent,
or he's a racist. Just all this nonsense, and the divide is so thick right now, and you know, we're not here to talk too much about that, other than the fact that, guys, we got it made. We got to get together, stand united, be patriots in this country.
Try it somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, you
seriously,
know,
go somewhere. You think that Sweden's all great, like Iceland? You know, Iceland's broke. With the class system, we don't have that. Anybody can be anything. Hell, look at me.
There you go. No, that is absolutely true, and you see those stories all the time. People making it, you know, whether it's something seismic where they end up being a giant in the industry of their choice, or they're the first person in their generation or they're in their family to graduate high school
or
college.
The guy that kept his nose to the grindstone and did what he's supposed to do, and then he retires and he's got money in the bank. He can retire. He's not working on some bullshit government pension. He's actually got money, and he's got a house. He's accumulated this wealth. If he takes advantage of the system, which is there to be taken advantage of.
Yep.
I mean, there's no question that it's all there for us. It's all there for the taking. You got to apply yourself. You got to work, but it is there.
So we recognize times are tough. Times are trying. You know, stop by the liquor store on the way here to get a few brewskis, and our fine gals over at Duval Liquorland give me these beers and said, "Hey, these are what you guys are drinking tonight. So purchase these. You're gonna love them, and they are good, but they're fairly comical."
Can you read the label on this thing? Look at this.
Kind of fitting for 2020.
Yeah, it's not this isn't a children's show, but
you notice it says also hoarders. I think that was directed to you.
Oh, it probably was. I am a hoarder. It's not hoarder. I collect stuff.
Oh, you're a collector.
I'm a collector.
Worth more.
The other day there was we had to quit going to garage sales and auctions and stuff because I was like in a house full of crap. But when we got rid of some stuff and there was an empty corner. My God, an opportunity. An empty corner is an opportunity in America.
There is an opportunity.
We're not exactly minimalist.
No.
So we had to work to be a minimalist.
Yeah, I don't know anybody that actually is. I mean,
by choice.
No, absolutely.
I don't either. So you know, here we are in front of Old Glory.
Yes.
And this is old Glory.
You said this is a 70-year-old flag, right?
Yeah, this is a World War II burial flag, coffin flag. It was issued, I guess would be the wrong, posthumously given to the family of a guy named John Kotex, and he was killed in Tunisia at the end of World War II, and they didn't recover his body until 1947, and there was really no remains, so they just sent the flag back to his family. American exceptionalism during World War II, if it wasn't for guys like John and I don't know, whether it was 5 million people engaged in the war and from the United States.
Yeah, and all the people that stayed home that from the industrial taking, put all the women to work.
We equipped the world. We equipped the world with everything they needed, from really guns and tanks and ships and airplanes, but also medical supplies, bandages, food, uniforms, everything, plus money, plus gold bullion we gave them so they could keep the war effort going, because the defeat of the Nazis was so important. In fact, if it wasn't for us, we'd all be speaking German.
That's right.
And so you want to call everybody a Nazi? Shit, you're morons.
And so, while times are extremely trying, especially for those of you locally that have gotten laid off, and it's going to be tight, and it's going to be hurting you, and it's going to be bad for a bit, but we'll overcome it. We really will. And Mel was pointing out these cannon shells to me before the show here and the program, and he was you say the first one was our technology at the beginning of the war.
And in the late 1930s, when the M3 Stuart tank came out, it had a 75 millimeter sponson gun, and this is a round out of it.
A spent cartridge.
This is a casing. There were complete shell that had a projectile in it. I got a projectile sitting over there, but just a piece of iron. So this was what we used, and this was considered fairly advanced artillery and tank-mounted artillery. Tanks, we weren't big on tanks at that time, and then we graduated to the M4 Sherman tank, and it still had this short-barrel 75 gun. This is what we went to war with. We went to war with this gun, and it was heir apparent shortly into the war that it was not that good of a gun. It had a couple advantages. It was very quick firing. It was a small round, so they could load fast. You could get off 3 or 4 rounds by the time an 88 could get off 1. And so that was our advantage. Plus our tanks were more maneuverable. But still it had a liking, but you could hit some of the heavier German tanks 5, 6, 7 times and virtually have no effect on them whatsoever. Apparently. Of course, the inside of the crews suffered.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, absolutely. You're going to get rocked. But then by the end of the war, I mean, that thing's a handful.
This is a 90 millimeter cartridge from an M26 M26 Pershing tank, named after General Blackjack Pershing. This is what became our standard into the Korean War, and after that into Vietnam. You can see the difference. High velocity shooting 4,000 feet per second.
Yeah, probably 3 or 4 times the powder capacity.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But of course the tank got bigger, the gun got bigger.
The holes got bigger.
Oh, the holes got much bigger. And then, but war technology. I mean, unfortunately, we advance our system through war technology instead of peace technology. But when you look at airplanes, cars, everything else, a lot of that stuff's World War II technology, which really showed that you had to progress. You had to keep up with the times. We go into World War I or World War II. World War I, we didn't have an airplane. We didn't have anything. We had nothing. And by the end of the war, we had what we were supposed to have.
Well equipped and ready to deliver.
In fact, we set standards on rifles and rifle accuracy and on machine guns and various things. And we still didn't have a tank yet, but we eventually cured that. Now the M1 Abrams, that's a world-setting tank, and now we've gone from this. This is a 90 millimeter, and they're shooting 120 millimeter now, and well, structurally they're 30% bigger, 30% bigger, and the projectiles are different. Now the barrel diameter is 120 millimeters. The actual projectile diameter
it's saboted, right?
Yeah, they're all sabot rounds, and they shoot a tungsten penetrator,
yep.
Very high velocity, and that small, at that high velocity and that small cross-sectional area, that huge armor piercing capacity and a tremendous range. But American section.
Thank you for sharing that, Mel. Those are very nice, very, very good artifacts. Glad you're collecting them.
Yeah, me too, because knowing our history and knowing where we came from and where we protect ourselves so we don't have these problems again.
And it's important to not erase history. And there's been just a tremendous amount of debate about, rewriting history, and that's communism. It really is. It's like ripping the pages out of a book that you don't want to read. It is.
But like the COVID, you can only push us so far, and there will be a pushback.
And there will be.
And
Mel, we need to wrap this up. But we just want people to salute the flag, be patriots, be proud Americans.
Such a great place. Such a great place. We have things that nobody else has. They're kicking our door down to get in here. People do whatever they can. I don't care where you're at in the world. $10 American, no matter where you're at, is money. Money. I've got a $5 million South African note somewhere that's not even worth the paper it's printed on. They light fires with them.
We got to go. Mell More, God bless the USA.
10-4.
See you soon.